Hi everybody, welcome to this episode, Prescott Gallery of Homes. I'm your host, Steve Irwin. Today's a special episode because we have the owner agent, Kim Irwin, here. Hey Kim. And then Terri Atkins, she was here in our last episode, our associate broker. Hey Terri.
Thank you for having us.
Hey everybody, so wanted to put up our calendar of events. This is brought to us by Kirsten Olson from Lawyers Title. If you want to be on her mailing list and get your personal calendar of events, give Kirsten a holler. Her contact information is at the bottom of the show, or at the bottom of the flyer. So every Saturday at Yavapai College is our farmers market. That will continue to go on. The big thing coming up in Prescott is the 133rd World Oldest Rodeo. That's happening July 29th through the 5th. The rodeo dance was canceled.
June 29th.
Oh, June 29th.
It started.
June 29th through July 5th, so it's going on right now.
Put your boots on.
Put your boots on. The rodeo dance was canceled, but the fine arts and craft show is still going on. So that'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Lots of people.
And they do have some new vendors at the craft show. The Territorial Days craft show went on 3 weeks ago, and I did go down to that, and I made a few purchases.
Oh, there you go.
But there were some new vendors, so it's always fun to see.
Yeah, new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this next little thing, we want to talk about what's going on in the real estate market. Briefly, the average sales price in Prescott has dropped down a little bit. We're now at the average sales price of $375,000. And our Chino Valley market has gone up. It's now at $300,000 even. In Prescott Valley, it's gone down. Last year, this time, we were selling at $308,000. It's gone down to $288,000. And our Dewey Humboldt market, that's a real surprise. It's gone up. Last year it was at $299,000. The average sales price this month is $331,000.
Well, you get land. You get a lot of land.
A lot of land, and I think people are finding that they want more space.
Privacy.
I still have to argue that some of those might be slightly skewed just because of the COVID situation. I think
absolutely.
As we're in July, when the numbers come out for July, August, those are going to go up.
They will change.
The average sales price.
We're busy.
Because
phones are ringing.
I haven't had a day off. I am not complaining, but it's
I happen to know you have 8 in escrow, okay? So, of course you haven't had a day off.
I have more than that, but no.
And so one of the things we want to talk about is one of Kim's listings. She has, this is going to be at 2228 Tonto Ridge in Prescott. Kim, tell us a little bit what's going on.
It is a great home. It sets up in a private setting. It's 3,360 square feet. It's on 0.82 acres, 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3 car garage, just major storage in this house. And the previous owner had a home business that he ran out of that. So there's a lot of different entities to move around in this house. Parking, he had the facility to do that. The views are phenomenal, and if you know here in Arizona, the sunrises and sunsets, they are phenomenal. This is the house to get. Please give it a shot on our website. It again is 2228 Tonto Ridge in Prescott, and it's listed for $619.
And that's in Hokagon Village.
Yes.
Because that's
Terri
a great,
sold a lot in there, so she's going to let us know a little bit.
Well, so have you. It doesn't matter. But no, I wanted Hokagon Village because very popular area because of the size of the lots. And yours, there's no one behind this house, right?
It's very private.
And there's a ranch land behind it, and to the west of it is National Forest.
Right.
So they have direct access to all the trails.
Beautiful, private. That's awesome. That's worth it.
We're getting
just
some
right
showings,
there.
so please give us a look.
And no HOA.
Nope.
No HOA. As a matter of fact, this property is not located in the Prescott city limits. It's
in the
actually
county.
located in Yavapai County, no HOA. It has 812 feet under roof. That's not included in the square footage. It's not heated and
That's
cooled,
that
but it's a
hidden
great.
Oh, is it
store.
for storage? Okay.
Yeah,
Great
it's
for
a
storage.
lot of storage.
So, great. So one of the things that we get a lot of questions about is what's our expectation when we start working with buyers? And Kim has years of experience working with buyers. I think she prefers buyers sometimes over sellers.
I do. I really do.
She admits it.
She admits it.
I like to get in that car. We get some coloring books and crayons and some ice cream when we get out on the road. But anyway, I thank you for your time.
I hope the coloring books are for the kids. I'm just kidding. I had to, sorry.
No, I'm good. I am a full service agent. I do work with buyers and sellers and real estate and relocation and all types of transactions. So if you are interested in coming to the area or you need to leave the area, please give us a try. You know, buying a house is one of the major investments that someone will do in their future. And that is very important to me to make sure that I help them understand the market as well as get them the most for their property as they're trying to purchase. Many times we are given a list price by our client, and so we try to stay within that stigma of the list price. And sometimes we go a little above or a little before, but most important, buyers start about 6 months out when they're coming to us. Most all of them do it on the internet. That is a great tool for us today. But we also want you to interact with us as an agent, and get us involved in your search is very important. Yes, there's many websites. We love for you to go to those. That's a very, you don't have to get involved with anybody, except we do ask that you do enter your information so we can contact you and help you. We can see that you've been on that website, what you're looking for, and maybe we have a little better insight on what's going on.
We definitely do.
Yeah. So don't be afraid that we're going to just badger you and hammer you. We just want to give you that soft call, let you know that we're here for you, and that we have a lot more information that is not provided on the website. But first I want to say, let's go back a little bit. The best part of buying is finding your agent. You may have the websites and all those things, and you should look at the profiles of an agent. That is an extremely important part of your transaction, to make sure you find that nice fit with an agent. Social media, Facebook, look on those things. See what that agent's about. See where their priorities are. See if they're a newer agent, how they work within their company, how long they've been with their company. We have a lot of agents that move around. Make sure they know their area and what their specialty is. Some of them only do listings, and Terri will explain about that. Some are buyer's agents. Some do everything. Have open communication with this agent. Please talk to us. Tell us the good and the bad of what you really want, your wish list, things like that. And the most important, build a relationship of trust. If you don't trust them and you feel that they've given you incorrect information, then you need to think about that, because you're depending on them to be your eyes and ears on the ground and what you expect to buy. The agent must listen to you, not try to push you into a listing that they feel you would go with. You have to be strong and let that agent listen to you and give you suggestions. Next, you go and start looking for a home. And you go on that website. We communicate as an agent and a client, and we start going through what's called a virtual tour. And that is a very good tool for you as a buyer. That lets you go into the immediate media of the home. You get to see floor plans. You get to see things in the kitchen. You know, most people are very adamant about how their kitchen setup is going to be. I always do the funny, how long do I have to pack the groceries? And where are we going to put the Christmas tree and the big screen TV? You know, those are a few things that people, and, you know, grandma's China hutch that's been handed down.
Mine's all about where's the space for the dogs.
Yes, and and we're pets. But those virtual tours can also be a little deceiving. They can make a home a little more than you had thought it would be, but also too it can give you the good and interesting parts of the home. But when you come to our area here, I really like to hit the ground running, and I want you to see it, because sometimes those virtual tours don't give you the best assets of the home. And next, very important, is location. Location. Just because you see the virtual tour and the house looks adorable and that's the one, we go there and we see that the neighborhood is not exactly what you want and you desire. So again, location is important. Please let your agent show you the area before you start really house hunting, because that gives you just a few more added advantages of where you would maybe like to purchase your home. Our terrain in this area is so diverse. 15 minutes I can have you in the dark pines of Prescott. 15 minutes I can have you out into the desertscape. It just depends on which way we go. And so if you would allow me or any of my agents to give you that time, I think it would well be worth your time to let them tour you around our Quad City. And how beautiful is our Quad City? It has so many differences, and so please listen and research that. If you're looking for specific outdoor privacy, school zones, my agents are very well versed on all these different things that will make your transition good. Tell us about some of the things that you like and dislike while you're touring homes. That we're listening constantly.
If I can interject, that is a huge one. And I always tell people, tell me the good and the bad. I didn't build this house.
No.
I'm not going to get offended. If you don't like something,
but it helps
say
us.
it, because it helps me to know what's important to you
And then
to know your style.
Yeah, and a lot of times after we drop you off wherever you're staying, we go home and we do our homework. We sit there and we read, because it's very important in these realtor notes. And it may be a small little clip in there and it says, oh, that's what she was looking for. And so then the next time we meet you, then we can talk about it. And I go into another part of it. For me, it's very important that I speak with the buyers about their outdoor living. We usually have about 300 days a year of good living. It's beautiful weather, and we don't have any earthquakes, we don't have any hurricanes, we don't have any major Mother Nature stuff. We do have a little bit of monsoon, and the monsoon is a heavy rain that lasts for about 10-15 minutes.
And it's welcomed.
And it's welcomed, yes. It helps fill our rivers and valleys. But for me personally, I do inform my clients that their outdoor living space, whether it be a deck or a patio, or how the landscaping goes, they are going to, as a person that's moving to Arizona, is going to want that outdoor living. Now, it's hard for me to go up against beaches in the east and the west when I'm up against beaches, or I'm up against beautiful green things. Grass, you can have grass here, but you're going to work at it. But you're going to want to enjoy the desertscape, and we're a good lock and leave area. It's just go ahead, put it on the water timer, but the outdoor living is important. So take that into consideration.
I spend a ton of time on my back patio.
Oh yeah, it's the morning
With a
and
glass
the
of
coffee.
You went for
Absolutely.
coffee, I went for wine.
And also too, and Terri, it's real important you keep notes, because you're out, we're showing you sometimes 10, 15 houses in one trip. We're hitting the ground running. So please make notes, the house with the green carpet, so that you can do your pros and cons. All right, now we've,
Well, before you move on, so I've taken clients out that Kim has showed previously, and I want to go to the checkerboard house.
Right.
yes.
I don't know what that's at. Yeah, or I
Right.
want to go to the
So
house
notes are
with-
important.
It's how you remember it.
Yeah.
That's how you remember it, and so
and
yeah,
sometimes
notes are
they're
really
great.
important. What's that?
Sometimes they're great, and
Sometimes
sometimes we've
they're-
got some
yeah.
not nice little
Yeah.
anecdotes.
Okay, well, the notes are important, so we'll help you through that. So that I'm not rambling on. All right, you found a house. We're going to make an offer. This is where the agent should get really strong and straight with you. The list price might be high, and you know that. She should be giving you comps to help you understand an education of making a purchase. Make sure you're in the right area. Lowballing is never easy for anybody. I know everybody wants a deal.
Don't do it.
And in this market and right in this last few months, lowballing has not worked for anybody. We've actually had to go into counter offers. Counter offers are showing that both parties want to sell and buy. So don't be afraid if you're going to get a counter offer. Always be prepared for the answer. If the answer is no and you don't get the house, that means that there's a better house out there for you, and we'll help you through that. Please have your method of payment ready for your agent. If you don't have that done, we do need to get that done immediately in the transition, because when we submit the offers today, the seller needs to know how you're going to pay for it, and that's extremely important. If you tell us cash, well, everything is cash. So I need to know proof of funds. I need to know how quick you can close. These are really critical things when a seller is making a decision, and Terry's going to go over that. If you don't know, if you don't know, we will help you through all of it. Excuse me. Our agents are very well educated and trained. They are very helpful and good service, and we're always looking for that offer to be accepted and tell you that we are happy to tell you that you got the house. So give us a try. Arizona Prime Real Estate. Our numbers are at the bottom. Our agency is a well-versed agency, and we love to work with buyers and sellers. And I thank you. I'm ready to see you. Come to Prescott. We'll keep the light on for you.
So that's working with buyers. Big point is pre-qualified or proof of funds, I think, is the stumbling block for a lot.
And we do that because, I've had people say, well, Terry, don't you trust me? Sure I do. I know you.
Right.
Doesn't mean you still want to present that with your
Absolutely.
offer, so make sure your offer
Well, you're required to have
solid.
it.
Yes, you're required, but a lot of people don't understand that until you say, hey, you're going in strong. You're showing them, here's my offer, here's my proof of funds or my pre-qualification, instead of just throwing it out there, which,
So let's talk about working with sellers. What do you have for us on
well,
that?
I don't know if I went quite that in depth.
I'm a talky person.
So you were asking my expectations of sellers, and
In order to get a market value price
Right.
timely.
right. So the number one is we just talked, keep the price realistic.
Keep it at market value.
Right. If you are in the zone, not 50 grand over,
Right.
then you won't get those low ball offers. So if I always tell my sellers, if we here's the market value. If we are very close, you're going to get full price or close to it.
Yeah.
And it goes fast.
Years of experience.
Yes.
You know.
Yep. It
Or
works.
don't you always say it's good about 97%
Right.
of
Yes.
list price?
Right.
Yes.
You should take it as a
Absolutely.
seller.
Yes.
And your first offer sometimes is your best offer.
It usually is, unless that low ball person
Yes.
it came around first for whatever
Yes,
reason.
you're right.
And I'm a little different as a listing agent. If I get that low ball offer that's 50 grand under in this market, I'm talking about today's market, you're probably not going to get an answer.
That's right.
That's where you've insulted the seller so badly.
You got
that countering and taking our time to counter, we, you know, a seller just looks, I look at it also as the listing agent, as they're not serious.
That's right.
So that's just something to be aware of. Another thing is I always tell people to keep the house updated. I have a thing about appliances that don't match.
Right.
That's true.
You know, I don't care what color they are, as long as they match. It just, it shows better. And these are simple things, and it might sound like I'm being harsh, but
No.
again, depending on the price point, there are certain expectations from the buyer, and you're trying to get the most amount of money. So I'm not telling you to go spend $10,000, but doing simple upgrades, and simple upgrades to me are good appliances.
Yes.
And then another one for me is lighting. So if you have redone your kitchen and it's just gorgeous, and your lights are from 1982 and they're gold leaf, whatever, it just sends a bad message. But
Yes.
and my point is, these are simple things to take care of.
But your buyers are now being very educated. They're
yeah.
looking for name brand appliances, especially in a high-end home.
Yeah,
They don't
again,
want to walk in
depending-
and see a very low grade of appliances.
Right.
They're looking for those high-end
Right.
ones.
And lighting, and what else?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, since we're hopefully coming out of this COVID, or still in the middle of it, air filters.
Yes, please do that.
I am telling you, it's such a simple thing. You think that doesn't affect the market value? I swear to you, you walk in a house, look up at that air filter, and just see the dirt falling through it.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm in $1 million house. I'm like, they don't change
If they
their,
can't
if
take
they
care of
can't
that-
take care of that, what else is going on?
Yes.
And so those are just such simple things. So these are expectations
And
I
these
have
are the
of my
same sellers
sellers.
that wear masks when they go out.
Yes. We've said that. It's a little real estate humor. Everybody calm down. So, but those are little things that I look at it. I always say it's an investment. Don't,
Yes.
and it can be a $1 investment. It doesn't have to be a $50,000 investment. So, and when I explain these things to people,
No?
it makes perfect sense. They're like, oh, that's so simple. Clean windows. That's my other one. Especially if we've just been through monsoon season and all the dirt's on the windows. I won't shout out a company, I don't know if we can, but there's a company that cleans 10 windows for $119. You know what? It's worth it.
It is.
It's
It is.
worth
Especially if they're high.
And you can shout them out too. That's not a big deal.
Tri-City Power Wash.
All right.
They
Good
do
guy.
my house, so hey.
Yeah. Curb appeal is big for me.
Yes, curb appeal, and that kind of goes in with all of this. So trim the bushes, trim the trees. Yes, we have a lot of rock landscaping,
Yeah.
but don't have your rocks all, get your broom out, your rake out.
Yeah.
Act like you want to sell the house.
Exactly.
Yes.
And 99% of the people, of the sellers, my sellers,
Right.
they're like, yeah, really?
They'd
So,
rather
they
you
want-
give them some information than start getting some negative feedback
Right.
from my buyers going, what?
Right.
Well, and you have fresh eyes as a realtor.
Right.
They've been to the house every day, and so with your fresh eyes, you can things that stick out that they may
Right,
not
yeah.
notice.
Right, or things that they don't think about. There's been many times I point out dated light fixtures. I'm like, your house is beautiful. Is there a reason we still have these lights from? And they don't realize,
No.
but they're like, oh, that way. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe an
Easy fix.
updated $50 light from Costco, Home Depot. It changes the whole look. My last thing would be, and you hit on this as a buyer's agent, and goes with a listing agent too, is trust. I have an expectation for my seller to trust what I'm saying. It doesn't mean they have to agree with everything I'm saying, but hear me and trust the process. I always tell them, I am here for you the entire time. I'm not going anywhere. We will, but there is a process, and we have to move through that process together. So,
Do you have the conversation about access? 'Cause
all
sometimes-
the time.
Yeah, I see 48-hour notice required.
That's
If
hard.
and that's usually when it's rented, and so I'll just say it, I do not take listings that are rented because it's an inevitable nightmare. I don't care. People will say they're the nicest renters.
Right.
Well, you know what happens the minute that house hits the market and people start showing and they're inconvenienced.
It's a
They
no.
won't let you
Then
in.
they don't let you in, and now they're not the nicest people. It never ends well. So that's when I think you get the 48 hours notice mostly.
Well, in Arizona, the Landlord-Tenant Act requires a landlord to give written 48-hour notice. It can be waived on a per instant basis by the renter, but oftentimes it's not.
Right.
So what are some of the items you would require a seller to fix? Because sometimes they want to go in and rip out carpet, paint, do all this, costing a lot of money. And so, how do you help them understand what's critical?
I write it out just on paper. If you want this number, I can get you this number. You're gonna have to put in new carpet, put in a new refrigerator, maybe some of the bigger stuff. If you want this number and you just want to walk away, because you have to take that into an account. And I'm not a fan of seller will give you $3,000 towards carpet. Well, just knock the price down.
That's right.
This is just my
No, I think you're
Yeah,
right.
build it
And
into the price.
build it into the price. Or just change the carpet. If you put in a
Right.
neutral carpet, nobody's gonna be
Nobody's
sad.
going to complain. So,
No, it's just
anything else that you expect from the sellers?
I think that about sums it up. Just, it's really, work with me through the process, and, once we're past pricing, work through the process, be available, which people in general are wonderful about that. It's
Well, and pictures and videos, things like that make a difference. And it's a virtual world now.
And with the COVID, we do respect our sellers. They sometimes will ask if we'll put masks on or gloves. We're very respectful of that.
whatever they want, or whatever if the buyer coming in,
Yeah.
whatever people.
Whatever you feel comfortable. If we need to travel in separate cars, my agents know that. We try to maneuver things as easy as we can to accommodate you. We want you to come to Prescott. Prescott Quad City is a wonderful place to raise your family and have a life, and we want you to come here and let us have the time to show you.
So, well, Prescott, thanks for watching the show. This is season 2, episode 2.
Okay.
Prescott Gallery of Homes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.